Hello again, herb lovers. It's Toni here from Life, Love and Lettuce, and today we are going to make a herbal salad from fresh food picked out of the garden. And you know, you don't need a large garden for this food. I've popped out and picked the outer leaves of some of the lettuces that are growing in the hoop house. I've pulled some flowers from around the garden. I've got some herbs out of a herb pot. And I'm just going to show you how we're going to put this wonderful array of fresh food together, and the kids can even help you do it. So let's get on with it. So we're going to wash the food out of the garden. I have chickens, so who knows what wonderful things are lurking on some of these leaves. So I always make sure that I give everything a good wash. Nice cold water is all you need. I love this deep bowl because I can just fill it up and give everything a good swish around before we give it its second and third rinse in the salad spinner. Now, don't worry if you haven't got a salad spinner, you can just tip the contents of your bowl straight into a colander or a strainer and let it drain off. Salad spinner just means it works a little bit quicker. And of course, the kids are going to want to fight to have a go at who's going to do the spinning. Sometimes I like to do this before I'm getting ready to make the meal. Just give it a little soak for a little while, especially if you pick some of these leaves in the afternoon when they might be a tiny bit droopy because they've expired a little bit. So a nice cool water bath will just perk them right back up again. And sometimes if I'm using really fragile flower petals, I just leave the flower petals in a different container and wash those separately. But everything I've got here today is pretty robust, so it should all go quite well. I'll just pull the chilies out. Well, they're not chilies really, they're very sweet greens. And I'm going to tip this straight into the salad spinner. So there we go. Everything fits in the inside basket quite nicely. If you were just draining out now, then you just basically leave this inside of your bowl like this just to drain, and you can pat things dry in a tea towel. But salad spinners are fabulous if you're going to get into using lots of salads. The lid goes on, give it a little bit of a turn. And the other great thing is when you've got chickens and you know there could be who knows what on your greens, you can give an extra wash this way. So give it another spin. Okay. And here we have our spun greens. So now we've spun our leaves, what I like to do is sort them. We've got soft lettuce leaves, which you watched me pick in the video. These I like to separate out and I like to tear them up. Then we've got what I call hard greens, which are things like silver beet and bronze fennel and some of our nice thick chive leaves. These I like to chop up. So bear in mind, sorrel is another one. Sorrel kind of goes, it could be soft or hard, but because it's got this nice thick stem, I like to cut it up. So I sort my leaves into whichever pile they're going into. And this is where you can get sneaky and you can put things in your salads that some people don't know what they are. And in this instance, I have got strawberry leaves, which are wonderful. This is a great time to put little dandelion pieces in. These are all a bit damp. We can dry them off on a paper towel. So in goes the dandelion, in goes all these hard things, more strawberry leaves, nice soft lettuce, and you just continue to sort through I'm keeping all the flowers separate because I'm going to deal with them separately. Got some tiny nasturtium leaves in here, which I like to chop up as well. Now we've sorted our herbs into our little piles. We've got our soft lettuces here. We've got our hard greens and our herbs in this pile. Let me move this so you can see. And we have our flowers here. Now, we can dry these off with paper towel, or I prefer to use a tea towel. It's just easy to pat them dry. Doesn't matter if we have too much moisture in our salads, but it's nice not to have too much, which is why I like to just leave them to sit and drain for a little while. But for the purposes of this, I want to show you how quick it really is just to make a salad. And these are our tear herbs. So we're basically going to grab them at the bottom and just twist and drop them into our bowl in sort of bite-sized pieces. And it doesn't matter if they're wet and they stick together because we're going to toss all this afterwards. So you just give them a twist. And the reason that we twist salad is because, strangely, if we tear it, it doesn't go brown on the tear marks. But if we cut green salad like this and we're not eating it immediately, then the edges of your salad bits are going to go brown, but they don't if you tear them, and I have no idea why that is. So somebody who's a scientist might be able to tell me it's got something to do with the blade touching something in the salad. I don't know. I just know that if I tear and then fluff, I don't get brown bits. So there you go. So you kind of want bite-sized pieces that are going to be fluffed up. I could probably do this in a bigger bowl. I've probably got too much, but it's nice to pack it all into this bowl here anyway. Then we're going to get our bits and pieces that we are going to cut. And same again, I'm just going to give them a quick pat. And this is the base of your salad. So this is what you're thinking about is going to be sort of mostly what everybody's going to eat. This is a standard salad that everybody knows. You buy it in a packet at the supermarket. We've grown ours, but that's what you get when you buy a packet of salad leaves. This is the stuff that adds the magic, and this is what I love about herbs. And what I do is I just roll everything together in like a little sausage, and I start at this end with a knife, and I cut, and I keep the cuts quite tiny, and I cut backwards and forwards so that I'm cutting like a little V. So each time I'm just cutting off a little bit of the herb, and everything's getting a really good mix up. So we sprinkle those on top. The fennel makes it very messy. The fennel is lovely, and you can choose whatever you want, anything you've got growing in your garden. That's why I say it's really important to decide what you like. Now we're going to deal with the thing that takes all the time, which is our flowers. Same again, you can carefully dry them just by gently pressing them on your tea towel. And the only ones that you have to take extra care with here are the rose petals. So roses have a little white patch on them that's called a heel. When you're going to eat rose petals, you just need to clip that little heel out. So we take the little white heel out, and then the rest of the rose petal is fine. So I haven't destroyed a whole rose to get these. I've just, like I did with the lettuces, I've just very carefully peeled a few petals from the edge of it, so you don't have to completely destroy a rose to get roses in your salad. These are called Johnny jump ups or violas. I like to just pull the backs off those as well, so I just pull them out and drop them straight in the salad. More fiddly things, but fiddly things that you can get your children to do. And children are amazing. They start to learn what flowers they can eat. My sons always loved rocket flowers, which add a lovely white flower to a salad. And they used to be found in the garden eating them because they said that they tasted like peanut butter. And when you're working with children in the garden, make sure that they properly identify things before they're eating them. I spent a lot of time with my sons in the garden showing them what they could and couldn't eat, and it's paid off. But you do need to make sure that you're only growing things, if you've got young children, that are edible, that you haven't got anything poisonous out there anyway. And if you do what I do, you have a hoop house where pretty much they can eat anything that's in there, then you're good. Nasturtium flowers are great. I just bundle them all together and chop them up. They add a lovely peppery flavour. And because they come in so many colours, they add visual interest as well. You can add baby nasturtium leaves too if you haven't got the flowers, but they add the same flavour. And these are calendula petals, and they're easy to put in a salad. You just pull them out. You don't have to worry about the heels on them. They've still got the same heels like roses have, but we don't have to worry about those with calendula petals. So we just pull those out. They come in beautiful yellows, and there's all kinds of colours that you can get now. I've only got orange and yellow in the garden at the moment, but they're good and they're in there. That's it. You can chop up some peppers to go in there as well if you want. The other thing that I like to pop into our salads is some sprouts, and we've got a video about sprouting up here. You can up that way, and you can take a look at that after this video. But they are mung bean sprouts, and these are fantastic broccoli sprouts that we've just started growing recently, and we are in love with them. They are just amazing. Easy to grow, wonderful flavour. So there it is. That's your simple salad. Now you can serve it like that on the table if you like. You can toss it up and dress it, or you can leave it, you can toss it and leave it undressed. You have lots of different options. It's however you want to present your salad. So there you have it, a quick, simple way to make a very nourishing salad for the family, and everyone's going to love that one. Love and lettuce, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.